Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into my official college football week 4 picks and predictions where I predict every single ranked matchup. And guys, before this video starts, allow me to offer my sincere apology to the University of Georgia, to Kirby Smart, to Stenson Bennett for my disgusting actions last week. Guys, I pride myself on being a college football expert, and I am sorry to Georgia for disrespecting them. I just wanted to get that out of the way. So let's get right into the actual games. We've got Kent State at Georgia, week number 1, and I have Kent State winning this game 27-26. Moving on, we've got Maryland traveling to Michigan. Who knows with this Michigan team? They haven't faced anyone. Michigan listed as 17-point favorites. I think Maryland can score some points, guys. I feel like people's judgment is being clouded by Michigan. They still lost Aiden Hutchinson. They still lost Daxton Hill, right? They still lost a lot on defense. They faced 3 teams that were so bad. People now think Michigan has this good defense. I'm not buying it. I think Michigan wins, but it is a very hard game to predict. Maryland is coming off a pretty decent win against SMU, a really good win for the Big Ten, so they're going to be propped up a little bit going into this game. They are 3-0, but of course they're 17-point underdogs. They've got a really good receiver core. Can they give enough time for Tagovailoa to throw down the field? Maryland could have a big offensive day, in my opinion. You know, Michigan's offense with J.J. McCarthy, though, very dynamic, certainly an upgrade over Cade McNamara. You know, you've got the running game, you've got Ronnie Bell back. It is a little bit better. He also offers the running ability from the quarterback, so I've got them scoring 41 on a subpar Maryland defense. They win. They start off 1-0 in Big Ten play. How about Clemson at Wake Forest? The battle of the overrateds. I think both of these teams are pretty fraudulent. I really wanted to pick Wake Forest. This is the noon game on ABC, I believe, but I just can't pick Wake Forest. They're way too one-dimensional. I've got the under hitting in this game. Clemson winning 27-22. Clemson, bad offense, good defense. They get it done on the road against a one-dimensional Wake Forest team who almost lost last week to Liberty. Next, we've got a MAC Big Ten matchup. It's going to be Central Michigan at Penn State. Penn State listed right now 27-point favorites coming off that massive win at Auburn. I think they win this game. I love the under 34-14. Penn State is 3-0 against the spread. I think they're due for some regression. They don't cover, but they beat, you know, a pretty bad Central Michigan team. Although Central Michigan did put 44 on the board in their week 1 game against Oklahoma State. A lot of it was in garbage time. It's going to be a little bit different. Penn State, they shot up the rankings. They're going to get the win there. This is a pretty big game here. Baylor at Iowa State. Guys, let's stop disrespecting Baylor University. They're a good team. This game opened Baylor -1. The line has completely flipped to Iowa State -2.5. This is a parity game. There's no way Iowa State's going to 4-0. I've got Baylor using their defense, winning this game 26-17. I've grown to respect Baylor football, guys. I'm maturing. I'm growing as an individual, and I respect them, and I'm putting my trust in Baylor to win this game at Iowa State, and Iowa State will fall to 3-1. Next, we've got, I believe this is the only FCS team to face a top 25 team. It's going to be Rhode Island traveling to Heinz Field. The atmosphere for this one for a noon game should be amazing. There's no line currently on this game, and I do have Pittsburgh winning this game 48-7. The line will come out on Saturday morning. I would say if you're going to bet anything, I think the under is going to hit on this game. You know, noon, there's going to be 10 people there. FCS team, I'll take the under. Low energy in that one. Moving to the 3:30 window, we've got the University of Florida traveling to Tennessee. I love a lot of points to be scored in this game. I think how about the FPI? They love Tennessee. I was shocked 87% chance to win. They're 10.5-point favorites. Again, guys, I love the over in this game. 3:30 should be sunny in Knoxville. Tennessee, that high-powered offense, I've got them winning 45-30 over a Florida team that's extremely inconsistent. Anthony Richardson still 0 passing touchdowns. You would think he's due. I said that last week. It didn't happen, but you would think he'd have at least a few passing touchdowns. He's extremely inconsistent. I've got Tennessee winning this game. It'd probably be better for kind of everyone if Florida won this game, because if Tennessee wins, they're going to get like top 10 hype, certainly. But I think they win. I mean, they're 10.5-point favorites. We've got a Texas battle here. A nice little 3:30 Texas at Texas Tech. Quinn Ewers should still be out. They're saying he's coming back sooner, but I think he'll definitely still be out for this game, so it is going to be Hudson Card. But guys, I need to show some respect to the University of Texas for their win last week, gutting it out against UTSA. They're a very talented team, and I think Texas Tech is a little fraudulent. They should already have 2 losses. Texas Tech should have lost to Houston 2 weeks ago. They had a pretty poor effort last week when they got beaten by NC State 27-14. And Texas, let's give Texas credit. They've got a good defense. They still have Xavier Worthy, Bijan Robinson. I've got them 30-23, maybe the under. I didn't see the over-under in this game, but the total points here would be 53. If the over-under is 60, I would take the under, but I don't know what it is. Next, we've got another 3:30 game. It's Middle Tennessee State traveling to Miami. Miami clinging to the top 25 at this point. I believe they're ranked 25th after their disappointing low-scoring loss to Texas A&M. They simply have no playmakers. I think Middle Tennessee State goes for 2 and gets it. So the final score is 47-8. Miami does cover the spread, although I would not bet on this game. Miami's offense is just far too bad for me. Miami's offense is just far too bad Miami's offense is just far too bad for me to put trust into them, but I do have them obviously winning this game. They are 27-point favorites. A major 4 o'clock game. This game is on, I believe, Fox. It is Oregon traveling to Washington State, and oh my God, do we need Washington State to win this game. The first thing I'm going to say, if I'm going to use my head says this is a parity game, meaning Oregon's going to win, so both of these teams will be 3-1. It's just, I am picking Cameron Ward and I am picking Washington State because college football needs this to happen for the sport to survive, but I don't know. This could be a parity game. I love the over. I think it's going to be higher scoring. Bo Nix looked really good last week. The major issue is Oregon is really talented defensively, but I'm going with the upset. Why not? Oregon is 7-point favorites. This line originally was 5.5. It's been bet up significantly to Oregon. All the money's going in on them. It's not surprising, but Washington State is at home. Maybe we get some snow showers or something like that. That would be phenomenal. That would be great for Pac-12 football. The next game, we've got Tulsa at Ole Miss. Feels like Ole Miss has a really bad non-conference schedule. I don't know that to be true. I would have to look at it, but it feels like they never face anyone. Ole Miss is 20-point favorites. They crushed Georgia Tech last week, and I've got them winning this game 42-16. Kind of a weird score. Tulsa is not a good team. Ole Miss 95% chance to win. I do not believe I will be betting this game at all. I just don't have a good vibe on it, but Ole Miss will win. Next, we've got Northern Illinois at Kentucky. Kentucky is another team. I would have to look at their non-conference schedule, but I think it's horrible. Again, I'd have to look at it. It just seems like they're facing nobody every week. Northern Illinois, MAC school. They lost last week to Vanderbilt in kind of a weird game. Kentucky listed as 25-point favorites. Struggled last week against an FCS team. I've got Kentucky winning this game 29-17. I think their starting running back is still suspended, so give me Kentucky, but I am not high on Kentucky. I think they're overranked. I believe they're 9th or 10th right now in terms of the AP poll. So I've got them winning but not covering. We've got Arkansas. This is a 7 o'clock game, probably on ESPN, if I had to guess. It is Arkansas traveling to Texas A&M, and I think this is a very similar game for Texas A&M. in terms of last week against Miami. They're going to win a closer, low-scoring game against Arkansas. Arkansas inexplicably was down by 10 points to an FCS school. They come back and win, and they're still ranked inside the top 10. I don't understand it. I don't have any faith in Texas A&M's offense. I'm just picking them because they're at home. They have a good defense. That's basically it. And Arkansas just had a horrible performance last week. KJ Jefferson is certainly better than any Texas A&M quarterback. So if you wanted to pick Arkansas because they've got the better quarterback, I can understand it. This game could go either way. A&M is basically a 3-point favorite, so it's a complete toss-up at home. I'll take A&M to get a very similar win they had last week. Lower scoring win for them using their defense. Next, we've got Vanderbilt traveling to Tuscaloosa. I don't know the last time Vanderbilt's traveled to Tuscaloosa. The only Vanderbilt-Alabama game I remember is when Tua, this was probably like 2015 maybe, or maybe like 2018, I don't know. But Tua came in after Jalen Hurts and threw a touchdown. It was like his first touchdown of his career in garbage time, and they won like 59-0 on the road in Vanderbilt. But I love that new, guys, look at that new Vanderbilt logo. Isn't that nice? That's a slick-looking logo. They did a good job on that. This game, Alabama 40.5-point favorites. I have Alabama shutting them out. Alabama's defense is crazy. Alabama's season is going to be defined by if the receivers and the playmakers can step up for their offense. Their defense is good enough to win a national title. We all know that. This game, it's not going to tell us much. I've got 48-0 Vanderbilt, even though I believe they might be 3-1 because they played week 0. They're still horrible. Next, we've got the primetime ABC matchup. It's Wisconsin at Ohio State. This line hovering around 17.5 for the Buckeyes. Ohio State given an 89% chance to win via the FPI. And I think this is a really bad matchup for Wisconsin. So Ohio State has one pretty glaring weakness on the defense, and it's their cornerbacks. The only problem is Wisconsin, they're a much better running team than they are throwing team, and Ohio State's defensive line bullies people. They bully people. Ohio State is going to control the line of scrimmage. C.J. Stroud will throw 4 touchdowns. They'll win this game easily and cover the spread 45-17 at home. You know, Wisconsin, the horrible loss against Washington State, they come back and they destroy New Mexico State. The only problem, New Mexico State is one of the worst teams in FBS. So I don't take too much stock into that game. Wisconsin, their inability to throw the ball and take advantage of the Ohio State cornerbacks is really going to cause their offense to punt, and Ohio State ends up winning it. We know Ohio State's got the best offense in college football. Next, we have UConn coming off their loss to Michigan, traveling on the road to face NC State. This game taking place at 7:30. I believe this game is on ESPN 3, so even worse than ESPN News, right? No, I don't think any game is ever on ESPN News, but NC State is 39-point favorites, and I've got them winning 52-3. UConn is horrible. That's really my only analysis on that. The next game, we have Kansas State traveling to Oklahoma. I think this game is on Fox, and I'm guessing Fox is pissed that Kansas State lost last week because they could have set this game up pretty well. But guys, Kansas State, they lost to Tulane at home. Adrian Martinez, the offense, it looks horrible right now for them. There's just no way with that offense currently. Maybe they can get going with Deuce Vaughn. I just cannot pick them. Oklahoma coming off their trouncing at Nebraska in the rivalry game. Really impressive win with Dylan Gabriel and that defense playing well. There's just no way. I mean, it's college football. Maybe Adrian Martinez comes out, throws 4 touchdowns. They upset him. But it's like, I realistically cannot say that, you know. So 38-21 being realistic. Kansas State's offense is just too bad. Oklahoma covers the 13-point spread. A rare 9:30 game. So get a load of this one, guys. This is on the Pac-12 network, and it's actually a pretty big game. It is USC at Oregon State. Oregon State 6.5-point underdogs. I love the over. I love this game. Very high scoring. I have USC winning in a shootout, but this is how I see this game going. USC maybe starts off down, but then they come back, they take the lead, and they hold the lead, and they win, and the final score doesn't really reflect how convincing the win was. Like, it's 42-32, and then Oregon State scores with 22 seconds left. That's the vibe I'm getting, and this is the final score. So I think USC controls the game. I would not touch that line with a 10-foot pole. I know a lot of people are going to go in on USC minus 6.5. I just think USC is due to not cover one of these games. I love the over. That's the only thing I'm touching. The USC game went under last week, so it's due to go over. Both of these offenses are crazy. 42-39. USC gets the win. Another solid win. But again, USC, it's like 3 straight weeks they're facing these teams where it's kind of a tough game at Stanford versus Fresno State, at Oregon State. But USC just has way more talent than these teams, guys. Let's be honest. So I think USC wins a really high-scoring game. We're on to the 10 o'clock window. We've got the University of Wyoming, who has played a lot better recently. They will be traveling to BYU. BYU coming off that disappointing loss in Eugene against Oregon. BYU currently listed 22.5-point favorites. I've got BYU kind of winning a little bit of a weird game, guys. This is really why we love college football, for matchups like this. 32-13 over Wyoming. I would wonder what the over-under in this game would be. I'd probably go under. Wyoming is really good on defense. They don't have a great offense. And then BYU, maybe a little bit pissed after that loss. They will definitely win this game, but I would not touch the 22.5-point spread. And then we've got the 10:30 matchup. It is Utah, who was 15-point favorites over Arizona State. Arizona State with an interim head coach. It's always interesting to see how the team reacts to an interim. I think Utah destroys Arizona State. To me, they're just such a solid program. Arizona State with Emory Jones coming off that horrible home loss to Eastern Michigan. There's no life in that program. I think they're a wounded program, and Utah puts them out of their misery, and they crush them. This game, honestly, could be like 44-14. I think it will not be close. Utah, they're on the right track after that week 1 loss. They're on a crusade. They know they've got to win these games. This is the type of game. Stay focused. It's a road game. You know, Arizona State's campus, we know, a lot of, pretty girls, things like that. Stay focused. They get the win, 37-14. And then, there was one more. So there's a lot of 10 o'clock games. 10:30, it is, I remember this one. Washington, 12.5-point favorites coming off their huge win. Big win against Michigan State. They're ranked 18th. Guys, if there's one thing I know with college football, Washington coming off the major win. It's a letdown game. You've got Stanford, David Shaw. This is the type of game he goes in, he wins. Washington, they read their own hype. It is what it is. Stanford, E.J. Smith. They've got a decent offense, and they end up getting the win, maybe on a last-second field goal. 24-21. I love the under 60. I think that's the overall number, 60.5. I love the under 60 in this one. It'll be a lower scoring game. But guys, those are my official college football week number 4 picks and predictions. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.